Hello students, I hope you are all doing good. So I'm here to give you a good news. So normally we are always behind institute telling that institute is increasing our syllabus day by day. There are a lot of amendments which the lawmakers are making and we have to study. Now there is a beautiful thing. There are some parts which you'll have to not study for your examination. So our institute has released some exclusions. What are the different things which you don't have to study, which you don't have to study for your examination? So this will be applicable from this current examination, which is May examination. I was just going through the revision text papers. So when I was going through revision text papers of May 2025, I found, I'll take say group 1 revision test papers, which will have your entire group 1 part. Now when I was going through that, they have told that they have given some study guidelines, etc. So in that study guidelines, they have given further a list of topics. What have they written over here? Please note, I'm talking from taxation point of view only. I'm talking from a taxation point of view. So they have given a point telling further a list of topic wise exclusion from the syllabus and inclusions with reference to section 10 in the syllabus has been specified in study guidelines, and the same has been web hosted in this particular web page. So I just click that link. So when I click that link, that PDF got opened. So what are they telling, sir? They have given us few details of those things which are not going to be applicable for your examinations. So they have given some list of things which is going to be applicable for your examination. So they have given few things which are excluded from your studies, meaning you don't have to study for your examination, and they have given few things which are included, which you will have to study for your examination. And all these points is something which we have already discussed in the classroom, but still let me just read these points so that you understand this. Now if you talk about income tax, so the new intermediate paper number 3, section A, income tax laws, what are the different things which are excluded? I'll do one thing, I'll just take this so that I can mark. Yeah, so what are they talking about, sir? What are the different things which will be excluded from your topic? Meaning these things are something which you don't have to study. What are those things, sir? Topics of syllabus exclusions. What are excluded? So from in your income tax, there are totally how many topics? There are totally around 9 chapters which are there. Okay, in these 9 chapters which we have, they have excluded in few topics. They have excluded in few topics. They have not excluded. For example, in the basic concept which is there, the topic called as basic concept. Whatever is there in the material, you will have to study it completely. You will have to study it completely. In residential status, there is a section called as section 9 capital A. Okay, which is almost 2-3 pages of your material. Section 9 capital A talks about what are the activities which does not constitute business connection in India. So there is a concept called as scope of total income. Under scope of total income, there is something called as business connection in India. Under that, section 9A, almost 3-4 pages, section 9A rolls around. So this is something which you don't have to study for your examination. So in which chapter? In residential status topic, you are not supposed to study a section called as section 9 capital A. Then coming to heads of income, they say it's nothing like that. Everything you'll have to study. Salary chapters, whatever is there in the salary chapter, all the points which is there in the material, you'll have to study for your examination. Then income from house property also, no exclusions, meaning whatever you have studied will be applicable. Whatever is there in the institute material, you'll have to study all those points. Now coming to PGBP, major points if you see are there under PGBP. So there are a lot of sections, which I would have not discussed in the classroom. Why, sir? Because these sections are applicable for final levels. So they have reiterated all those points. They have written all those points that what are the sections, what are the topics which are not applicable. So there is something called as income computation disclosure standards, ICDS. For computation of income, just like your accounting standards, there is something called as ICDS. That is not applicable to you for your examination. You don't have to study that for your examination. You will learn about it in your finals. Similarly, there is section 33AB, 33ABA, 35AB, etc. They have given list of all these sections. Okay, they have given list of all these sections. All these sections which they have given over here, they are all not applicable for your examination. Sir, so many sections are there. Sir, so many exclusions in capital chapter. Yes. Now mostly it was not discussed in the classroom also. There are 3 sections which we discussed in the classroom, which you don't have to study for your examination. See, we have not discussed what is this 33AB talking about tea, coffee board, etc. What is this section 35(2)AB we have discussed in the classroom, correct? So 35(2)AB is something which we have discussed in the classroom. Now you don't have to study about this. Section 35(2)AB, we have discussed this in the classroom. If you remember with section 35, which talks about scientific expenditure, we have discussed this point also. Okay, now you don't have to study this point. So this is one exclusion which we have discussed in the classroom, but you don't have to study. 35 ABA we have not discussed. 35 AB we have not discussed. This 35 CCA CCC we have not discussed. CCD we have not discussed. DD we have not discussed, because these are not applicable. These are something which we are going to study in final level. 35 E we have not discussed. All those points which are covered over here is not discussed in the classroom because it is not applicable. At intermediate level, it is not applicable. They are just retelling you these points. That please note, when you see the income tax law, Bare Act, when you see all these sections, you will find these sections I am not covering in intermediate because it is covered in final level. So they are reiterating those points, etc. Then, so this is equalization levy we have not discussed in the classroom. It is not applicable to you. Then this whatever amount you are paying to the this is something which we have discussed in the classroom. Okay, state government undertaking is paying to state government. This is something which you have discussed in the classroom. Please note, whatever box I have put to, that is something which we have discussed in the classroom. For my students, I'm specifically talking about, which is no more applicable. And for other students, you can directly go to the institute website and you can see whether wherever you have taken the classroom, whether they have discussed that point or not. If they have discussed, now you don't have to study that. Okay. So this is something which we have discussed in the classroom, which is not applicable. This too we have not discussed. This is also not there, not there. This is also not there, not there, not there. All these exclusions which are there, you don't have to study for your examination. So these are the 2 sections which we have discussed in the classroom: 40A 2B and 35 2AB. These are the 2 sections which you have discussed in the classroom, which is not applicable to you at your intermediate level. At your intermediate level, please note, this video is specifically for whom, sir? CA intermediate taxation students. Sir, under Kaplan also they have excluded so many things. Yes, there are excluded so many things. They have excluded so many things under Kaplan, but frankly telling you, we have not discussed any of this point, because these are the points which are applicable at final level. We have not discussed any of this point. So this is not covered by us, this is not covered, this is not covered. So in the classroom, whatever notes you are referring to, no, that notes is a full and final notes. You don't have to make any changes in that notes. Those points, so no transfer cases. I have given list of only around 8 to 10 items. I told that much items are more than sufficient for you. These are other items which are there are not applicable at this level. Okay. So see, they have given that entire list. Then withdrawal, exemption, etc. is not applicable to you. Section 49, section 49(1) and 49(4) is applicable to you, which we have discussed in the classroom. But there are other sections also which are not applicable to you. So we have not discussed that. So whatever you have discussed in capital gain chapter, whatever we have discussed in the classroom is applicable to you. Apart from that, anything else is there, not applicable to you. So all these points, okay, these are not there in your syllabus. Then income from other sources, there was an income to an unit holder. We have not discussed about this point in the classroom. So this is not applicable also. This is not applicable also. So whatever we have discussed in the classroom in simple words is something which was applicable and which you have to study in the examination. Sir, these points then why have they excluded, sir? They have excluded because, sir, are these points there in the material? Some of the points are there in the material. For example, if you go to your institute material, you will not find all these points. These points you will not find at all. Why, sir? Because they were never part of your syllabus. But still then why have they given this exclusion, sir? Just to make you happy. Just to make you happy. But yes, there are few items which are there in this, which we have discussed in the classroom, which is there in your institute material, but now it is not applicable. Okay, like your income from this is your clubbing of income, this point, liability of a person included, etc. Section 65 was not applicable to you. Then aggregation and set off, these sections were not applicable to you, and now also it is not applicable. Now also it is not applicable. Similarly, now here there is one section which we used to study in the classroom called as 80JJAA. 80JJAA is one section which we used to study in the classroom, that is no more applicable to you. Apart from that, 80 IA to IE, etc., LA, M, all these points were not discussed in the classroom, and it is not applicable to you for your examination also. Similarly, so what is that one more point, sir? 80JJAA. This was discussed by us in the classroom, but it is not applicable to you. Now please see section in your previous TCS chapter, etc. Normally I have given an exhaustive list. I told mostly the questions will come from those topics only. Chief Justice Hira, etc., Richa, etc. Those points which we have discussed, no, those points are only which is most important from exam point of view. Other points they have removed. They have told, don't break your head with 194 EE, IC, LB, LD, OS, 195, 96A to 96D, 202, 206 CB, etc. They are not applicable to, and please note, mostly these points we have not discussed also. Mostly these points are not discussed by in the classroom. Then similarly in your written filing chapter also, these points were not discussed by us in the classroom. They are anyways not applicable to you. And under your income computation, which is nothing but your total income topic, section 5A, which talks about taxation of Portuguese civil code, etc., and 89A, which talks about relief, these are not applicable to you for your intermediate level. But sir, are there any things which are applicable to me, sir? Are there any things which are included in my syllabus? Yes. This is something which we have discussed in the classroom. Have we not discussed about agricultural income? Have you not discussed about agricultural income? Yes, sir. Now, in simple words, what institute has done is, the institute material was first, before the new syllabus, after new syllabus. Now, for those who are in the old syllabus, for them the May attempt will be the last attempt, or the September attempt will be the last attempt. So accordingly, for them, this clarification has been issued. Majorly, if you see, this clarification has been issued for those students who are writing their exam, who have registered under old syllabus and who would have completed their articleship, etc., under direct entry scheme for 3 years, etc. For those students, this point is made applicable. See, basically, as per your old syllabus, your income tax had a separate chapter called as exemption. In your income tax, there was a separate chapter called as exemptions. Income exempt from tax. Income which is not forming part of total income. So that there was a separate chapter like this. Now, this exemption topic which is there under new syllabus, this exemption topic which is there, they have removed lot of things and they have added all those things, meaning they have removed this entire chapter only. This chapter only you will not find in your institute material. And what they have done, sir, they have included all the different important concepts from exemption chapters in various different chapters. For example, they have included agricultural income in your basic concepts only. Basically, first before, basic agricultural income was not discussed with basic concept, but now it is going to be discussed with what, sir? A topic called as basic concepts. Correct? Residential status, is there any inclusions? No. Then there were many exemptions with respect to salary. There were many exemptions with respect to business income. There were many exemptions with respect to other sources. All those exemptions are discussed where, sir? All those exemptions are discussed in that particular chapter only. Before, there was a separate chapter called as exemption. Now that separate chapter has been removed under new syllabus, and they have included all those points in a topic called as what, sir? Respective chapters. Agricultural income is added in your first chapter. Basic concept. In your salary, have you not discussed leave travel concession? Have you not written this section? Leave travel concession, section 10, subsection 5. Have you not written section 10AA, 10A, 10 AA, etc.? Have you not discussed all these points? Yes, sir, we have discussed all these points. So those points which you have discussed in the classroom they have removed a chapter called as exemption, and they have added those exemption in respective chapters. Okay, so these are the different things which they have included. 10, 5, 10, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 10, 10, AA, B, C, CC, 10, 11, all these different sections which are there. This is something which we have discussed in the classroom. This we have discussed in other sources chapter. This we have discussed under income from other sources chapter. They have included in the salary. Okay, so these are the different points. Sir, under house property, no change is there. What about capital gain, sir? What about business and profession, sir? Hey, do you not know that whatever profit is earned by the partnership firm, which is given to whatever profit is distributed by the partnership firm to the partners, it is exempt. Don't you know that? Yes, sir, we know that. So they have given that point. They have given that point over here. As simple as that. 10.3 income of tea board, rubber board, etc. Then capital gain 1034 A, which is nothing but buyback of shares by domestic company. Then 1037. Have we not discussed this? Compulsory acquisition of urban agricultural land by government, etc. All this, no, all this were a separate chapter before. Now they are included as one chapter. And income from other sources, all these exemptions which are there are forming part of income from other sources. Now please note, these are the different things. Whatever you are seeing over here, 1032 exemption, etc. Basically here they are covering only the exemption items. What they have inclusion in inclusions, if you see what they have included, sir, mostly a chapter called as exemption was removed from old syllabus, and now it has been added in various different topics. Topic wise it has been added. So where they have added, in which topic they have added those points, they have given a summary of that. As simple as that. They have just given a summary of all the exemption, because if you see, all the sections are starting from section 10 only, and all the sections which are starting from section 10 is nothing but exemptions. They have included them as a part of your respective chapters. If you see everything, all these things are included as a part of your respective chapters. So these things which you, now to whom is this applicable? This update is applicable for May 25 examination, for September 25 examination, and January 26 examination, and of course all the going forward examination. Whatever we have seen just now was with respect to your income tax, and they are applicable to all the respective examination. Sir, is there any change in GST, sir? Is there any inclusion or exclusion in GST? Shall we see that also, sir? Okay, we'll see that also. So your GST taxation paper is there. First is income tax. Yeah, GST. Sir, is there any inclusion or exclusion in GST, sir? They have given a list for GST also. Now, if you see, income tax law, we opened the link and we saw what is there under income tax law. Under GST is what is the things which are excluded, sir. Please note, whatever is given over here is something which we have never discussed in classroom. And I have always told that this you are going to learn in your final level, this you are going to learn your final level. For example, when we are discussing section 16, there is a section called as not section 16, 17, where there is a section called as 17.4. I told you will learn it in final level. And 17.1, 17.2, 17.3, I give an example with respect to, I have Priya provision store, I am doing Maggie business, and I am having Priya's provision store where I make taxable supplies and exempt supply, the apportionment of input tax rate. Those rules are discussed in final level. They have given that list, something which we already know. So these are topics wise exclusions from your income from your GST. Now from supply, from introduction topic, everything is covered. From supply topic, everything is covered. Where is the first change, sir? The change is in charge under GST. Now, do I have to study the different rate at which goods are taxable, different rates at which services are taxable under GST law? Answer is no. I told you that each and every goods and services which are taxable at whatever rate it is taxable, in the examination they will mention the tax rate. You will have to apply the tax rate to solve the questions. You don't have to read any rates. Then there are items taxable under reverse charge, section 9 subsection 3. There are few items taxable under reverse charge. I told there are goods also taxable under reverse charge and services also taxable under reverse charge. Services is part of your syllabus, goods is not part of your syllabus. They have given over here. Categories of supply of goods on which tax is payable under reverse charge under section 9 subsection 3 is not part of your syllabus. Similarly, same 3 points are given from IGST Act also. So rates under IGST Act for goods, rates under IGST Act for services, and categories of goods which are taxable under reverse charge under section 5 subsection 3 is not something which you have to study. Then we have a chapter called as exemptions. Section 11 talks about exemptions under GST law. Under that, we have never discussed about exemption of goods. Anyways, I have given a few items of the goods also while starting the conversation with respect to exemption topic. But for our examination, what is applicable, sir? The services which are exempt under. GST law. Then from your IGST topic, there is a chapter called as place of supply. Under place of supply, section 10 is applicable to you, section 12 is applicable to you. Section 10 talks about place of supply of goods where the supplier and the recipient are both in India, and section 12 talks about place of supply of services where the supplier and the recipient both are in India. These are applicable to you. Section 11, section 13, section 16, etc. These are the sections which are not applicable to you. They have given that confirmation. Place of supply of goods imported into India or exported from India. Place of supply of services where recipient or the supplier, anyone is outside India. Provisions with respect to OIDAR service provider. Provision with respect to a tourist who is leaving India. Provision with respect to specified actionable claims, etc. They are not applicable to you. Therefore, they have just given that clarification. Now, with respect to time of supply, in case of time of supply, there is section 12, 13 and 14. At CA intermediate level, section 14 is not applicable. Correct? So, they have given that point. Provision relating to change in rate of tax is not applicable for CA inter students. Basic concept of value of supply. Under value of supply, we discuss only one section called as section 15. There are also rules of valuation, which you are going to learn under in your final level. So all these rules, rule number 27 to rule number 35, all these rules you learn in your final level. They have told that it is not applicable to you for your examination. Sir, basic concepts of input tax. Under input tax chapter, there are rules. Rules. All the rules have been removed. Rule number 38, 42, 43. Rule number topic with respect to input service distributor. Topic with respect to job worker, etc. Section. We study what, sir? 16, 17 and 18. There are other sections also, 19, 20 and 21. This is something which is not applicable at intermediate level. So these 3 points talks about those things. Okay. So these are the different things. These are the different things which you don't have to study in your GST under CA intermediate. Okay. Sir, have they included something? Nothing. Have they included something? Nothing. They have included nothing new. They have only given the list of exclusions. They have only given the list of exclusions. So this is one point which I had to tell. Of course, there are some points which we have discussed in the classroom in your income tax, which they have removed, which is very good, which they have removed, which is very good, which you don't have to study. And there are some exclusions under your GST, which we have anyways not studied in the in our classroom, and I have always told that you don't have to know them also. Now, Institute also has clarified that point by giving a separate notification. Okay, this is your RTP which they have given for upcoming examination. Now, I think this news is a good news for you guys. You can just enjoy, take advantage of this news. But yeah, there was nothing new about this news, so you can also ignore this if you have not read those chapters, etc. You don't have to go through all entire material and check whether I have studied this or not, You don't have to worry about that. Whatever is discussed in the classroom is more than sufficient for you to get very good marks in the examination. Okay, let me meet you in my next video. Till then, tada, bye bye, take care, enjoy, students.